All right. Let's start the session, guys. So first of all, thank you so much for joining the today's session organized by Ellipse Education. Um, First of all, let me introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I am Abhishek Agarwal. I am a Microsoft certified Azure data engineer. I have done my graduation from NIT Raipur in 2016. And after that, I have worked completely into Azure data engineering field for past 8 to 9 years now, right? And I have delivered multiple data migration projects from a legacy system to Azure cloud, right? And then I have also done the migration projects from the Spark cluster to from the Hadoop cluster to the Spark cluster that I also have done in my career. This is pretty much about me, right? And in the so you can go here, you can check out my LinkedIn profile, right? Everything, right? And then now, and in the today's demo, right? Sankha Das, who will be also joining us, right? And then he is also the tutor for our Azure Data Engineering course. He got around 5 to 6 years of experience into Azure Data Engineering field, right? He has done multiple data migration projects for different clients based out of US, Canada, Europe. He has extensive experience in Databricks, Synapse, Data Lake, CosmoDB, Snowflake, and AWS data engineering services, right? So this is pretty much about Sankha Das. Okay. All right. Now, before we start the overall masterclass, right, let me give you a brief about Ellipse Education in general, right, so that you're onboarded, you know about Ellipse Education as well, right? And then during the masterclass, if my voice is not clear or if my screen is not visible, please type in the chat, and I am regularly checking the chat. You can inform me over the chat, okay? All right. Now, let me give you a brief about Ellipse Education in general. Okay. So in Ellipse Education, we provide the training from the mentors who are currently working in the industry. Okay. So we don't onboard any tutor in Ellipse Education who is not working, and full-time trainers, right? That we don't onboard. Why we don't onboard? Because we believe that technology is changing so fast. Interviews are happening like daily in a different manner nowadays, right? So suppose nowadays the question which is being asked is also different, which like was not being asked 1 year back. So we really need tutors who are like regularly giving interviews, who are regularly doing a project, who are with technology right now, right? And then sometimes if you are a full-time trainer, you're not with the technology, right? So that happens. So that is why we onboard only the tutors who are working in the industry. Okay, so you can read over here, start from your tech and adventure, upskill with the best mentor who is working in the industry. Okay, so now as guys, please mute yourself. Let me also mute everyone, and then if you have any doubt or something, right, I will give you a chance so that you can unmute yourself. Okay. I muted everyone, right? Now I will again my sharing my screen, and I will again share my screen. So now here you can see Abhishek, right? Over here, I am Abhishek. I basically take care of all the training related to Azure data engineering background. Wales take care of all the training related to AWS Snowflake background. Khan sir take care of all the training related to SQL, Python background. Sindhu Prathapati take care of all the training related to Power BI. Sankha Das, together with me, will be running a Azure data engineering course, and then he takes care of all the training related to Azure data engineering domain, right? Now, what we provide different in Education Ellipse, right? We basically help you end to end, and then we will be with you end to end, right? What I mean by that is, suppose the people who joined today, the 20 to 25 people joined today, joined from one basic agenda that all of you want to transition your career to Azure data engineering, right? And when you want to transition your career to Azure data engineering, what are the things you need? You first of all need a real-time project and real-time project skill set, right? So we will basically help you from our own experience, the projects which we are doing on day-to-day manner. We will teach you those projects, right? And then we will teach you those projects, and then we will help you to write those projects in your resume, right? And then we'll take a mock interview so that you're fully prepared, right? And then you're getting a mentorship from the mentors who are actively working in the industry, and our batch size are small. It's not like 100 200 students are there, because we take limited students, we help them till the time they get a job, right? So we are basically providing or training in a limited batch size with real world experience, and we will help you till the time you get a job, right? So we'll help you till the time you get a job, not like we'll just not help you for 2 months 4 months. We will help you till the time you get a job. You just need to learn, you just need to invest time in learning, and then we will be with you, right? uh 1 second. uh there is some problem. Okay, yeah, all right. Now we are also providing you the 7-day refund policy. So if you are not satisfied with the training, you can come back to us. We'll give you the 7-day like refund, right? Nobody came to us till now, till date. Only 1 2 people, like sometimes the people like comes, right? But like only big side 1 2 people in among like my 3 to 4 year of career, nobody came to us because of our teaching style. Rarely 1 2 people came till now, right? Which happens in everybody. There are some exceptions, right? So nobody came to us for the refund because of our teaching style. But I know all of you joined us virtually, and whenever you joined virtually, whenever you don't have like physical presence somewhere, right? You need some sort of a guarantee. So we are giving you that kind of a 7-day refund policy, right? And if you get similar course anywhere in the market with limited batch size, real world project experience, tutor working in the industry, interview tailored preparation, then if you get a similar course anywhere in the market in less of a price, you come back to us, we'll give you the we will match the price or we'll give you the full refund. Okay. All right. So we are providing a personalized learning industry, learn from the industry expert who is working in the industry, right? We will make you job ready. We are giving you 7-day refund policy as well. And then we have a price match policy. So if you get a similar course anywhere in the market, you come back to us and then we will match the price. Then, as I told you, we have a live course of Azure Data Engineering, Databricks Spark, combined course, AWS Data Engineering, Fabric Data Engineering, Snowflake Data Engineering, Snowflake plus Azure Data, Snowflake plus AWS Data Engineering, Power BI, MS SQL, Python, right? And then we have a recorded material as well. Suppose somebody says that I don't want to learn live, I want to learn in my own time. Suppose whenever I'm traveling, I want to learn in my night time. My office schedules are weird. Sometimes I log in the morning, sometimes I log in the night, or my shifts are changing and all of that. Then you can take a recorded material. This all the recordings are recorded from our live class itself, so you can understand that you people doubt. You can just like go through how the live classes goes, right? But it's basically a recorded material given to you. But we will definitely give you the support, so all the doubts will be cleared, right? We will add you to the dedicated doubt group in which you can ask your doubt, and then you can also connect with us live to ask your doubt, right? So we have a live session. If you want to attend a live session daily, which gives you the schedule, which keeps you motivated, then you can attend a live session. If you want to recorded material, then we have all this recorded material as well. Then the today's session, this is a 2 hours workshop in which you'll understand about everything, right? Now here you can understand the testimonial, you can go through the testimonial, you can learn some sort of a video reviews as well. Like suppose Deepak got a job, 3 jobs, Harshit got a job in London, Jaskaran got a job, like 3x salary hike, right? All of that you can go through, you can check it out, right? uh, Now in the today's course, right, in the today's masterclass, right, I will be taking you through the different like questions, right? Before that, I also want to say that sometimes people basically wants to understand that, hey, Abhishek, you are presenting this slide, how to get this slide and all of that. So you'll get all the slides in my like LinkedIn post. I share many LinkedIn content over here. So Concur schema in ADF, and then schema changes, and then ADF notes, right? And then like over here, Unity catalog, high meta store difference, right? And then I share many learning material and invest heavy. I invest very good amount of time to prepare this materials, which is available for free. And in today's masterclass as well, I will be sharing all the slides from this different materials. So if you want to get those material, you can go check out my LinkedIn profile, follow me on LinkedIn, get this material, which can be helpful for you as well. Okay. All right. Now, let's go through the common questions. Okay, so suppose for example, so what are the common question, right? So suppose this master class we are not taking for the first time. We already took this master class probably every day, every month I take two, three master class, four master class. I have been doing this from past 2 to 2.5 years now. So I know what are the questions which you guys have, right? So and I will make sure that all the questions has been answered, right? So suppose what is cloud? Why Azure? Like sometimes people have a question about, hey Abhishek, what is cloud? I don't know. Tell me about it. Then sometimes people have a question about why Azure only, right? Then sometimes people have a question about Azure has a future or not, right? Then sometimes people have a question about, hey Abhishek, like in this data engineering, do I need to learn DevOps or do I need to learn ML or what is data engineering? Tell me about it. Then sometimes people have a question about how to switch to data engineering, right? Then sometimes people have a question about, I'm a fresher, I have a career gap, I have 10 years of experience, I have 5 years of experience, can I switch? How I can switch, right? Then if you have a question about, hey, I am eligible for the course or not, I am from Power BI background, I am from SSIS background, I am from Informatica background, I am from admin, I am from sales, I am from marketing, I am from non-tech background, how I can switch, right? How much coding I need to learn, whether I need to learn SQL, whether I need to learn Python, whether I need to learn both, right? Then how we will learn projects, how we learn 3 to 5 projects, how you will help me to crack the interview, right? Because when you do the projects in real time company, you need like 2 years. How you're teaching all this project in 2 to 4 months, right? Then how will you approach the interview, how will you handle scenario based interview question, right? And then like the timings are not suitable or like I have a timing issue, right? Whether the doubts will be cleared in the recordings, right? then then if you want to enroll for the course curriculum, right, what is the salary I can expect by doing this course, right? And then what is the offer? So suppose by end of the masterclass we'll give you some offers so that you can enroll for the course as well. Okay, so now we will cover each and every topic one by one, and then we will make sure, I will make sure by end of the master class that 27 to 30 people whosoever joined today are very, very clear. What is data engineering? How to switch to data engineering, right? And what is the roadmap you need to follow? That should be very, very clear, and I will make sure that is clear. Okay. All right. And now if you need the recording of the today's class, right? And if you want to go through it again, you can type your number in the chat and our admin department will come to you and then share the recording with you through the text message, okay? Through the WhatsApp message. So you can type your number, you can type your name in the chat, and then we will be sharing with the today's recording. Okay. All right. So if you want the recording, just type your number in the chat. Okay. All right. So let's start. Okay, so let's start with what is cloud, why Azure, right? And then Azure has a future or not. Let's try to start with this. Okay, for this, and I will try to speak about everything in a very, very simple term so that it's clear for everyone. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, so let's first try to understand what is cloud. Okay, so I try to give this example like suppose back in 2016 or like back when I was in college in 2012 or something like that. At that particular time, I used to use CDs, DVDs, pen drive, and all of that to basically to store my learning material, to store my like some movies, to photos, and all of that. I used to store in CDs, DVDs, pen drive, right? Now the difficult part of using the pen drive was if my pen drive is full, I need to go to the market, purchase a new pen drive. If my pen drive is corrupted, then I will lose all of my data. So data cannot be recovered very easily. Upgrade is very difficult. If I want to share the pen drive with someone, or if I want to share some photo with someone, I need to go to the market, purchase like give the pen drive to them, right? The collaboration is very easy. Upgrade is very difficult. Data loss and recovery is very difficult, right? So all of that, I basically the like I need to handle it, right? But now because of I use a Google Drive nowadays, right? I don't need to handle the data loss and recovery. Upgrade is very easy, easy to collaborate, right? All of that benefit I get. That is why every individual is moving to the cloud, and that is why every company is moving to the cloud because of these advantages. Okay. Now, if you ask me what is cloud, Abhishek, so just to understand what is cloud, I will give you another example. So suppose back in 2012 or 13, I used to go to a internet cafe and used to use their machine, and I used to pay 20 rupees an hour, and just like try to use their computer, try to use like their softwares, right? So cloud is nothing but beside that. Okay, so here the internet providers or the machine provider or the hardware providers, right? Sorry, not the internet provider, but the hardware providers are basically not nothing but Amazon, Microsoft, GCP, VMware, Alibaba, all of these are cloud service provider, and you are trying to use their computer instead of using your computer, because in their computer you can getting all the services and you're getting all the storage, right? That is what you're getting, and you're using their computer. So what is cloud? Cloud is nothing the practice of using a network of remote server hosted on the internet to store and manage and process data rather than your local computer. You're not using your local computer, you're rather using the computer which is stored in the internet. That is what you're using, right? And then here the cloud service provider are Amazon, GCP, VMware, Alibaba. Okay. Now these people are also using like some server which is stored in the like your like if I go over here, Microsoft data center, for example. So they have this data center where they stored all of this like data, right? Over here they have all of this hardware which is stored over here. So you're trying to just deploy the resources over here and then trying to use their computer. That is what you're doing. Okay. So that is what the cloud is in general. Okay. All right. Now, like I think you understood what is cloud, right? But now let's try to understand, hey, if you understood cloud, now let's try to understand that, hey, what is the future of cloud? Okay, so suppose if I go to naukri.com, for example, and let's try to like search job, okay? And I'm not like, I'm just doing everything in front of you. It's not well prepared, or I'm just like not sharing a screenshot. I'm doing everything in front of you right now. So if you see Azure data engineering, right, and then if you see like how many jobs are there, right, and if you see like the jobs in different salary range, jobs in like different like companies, right, you can see Accenture has 15,000 job for data engineering, right, and then Wipro has 1,600 jobs and all of that, right. So now like Azure data engineering itself has so many jobs. Now if you type only data engineering, you'll see the jobs, right, and all of this data engineering job is nowadays cloud data engineering job, right, nothing is on-premise data engineering job, right. And then if you type Azure data factory as well, you'll see the data jobs, right. Here you can see the jobs. So cloud has a future. That is why you can see all of this job, right? That is why people are applying to the job, right? And you can also think about it. If you are storing all the data in the cloud and if you're not using it, and if every company is moving to the cloud, you need data engineer, you need data analysts, you need data scientists who can do data analysts. You can do engineering on top of it, right? So it has a future. That is why people from like different experience, like 1 year experience, 2 year experience, 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience, people are also trying to learn data engineering because it has a future. As you data engineering because it has a future. Okay. Now I have a many slides to prove that as well, right? For example, like um, let me open this. So now if you see that like Azure market share is increasing by 21%, the increasing demand is like there's a good demand of it. And then Microsoft is heavily investing in OpenAI, right? The salary range is also good, right? So I have many slides to prove that as well, right? Now sometimes people ask me, Abhishek, why I should learn Azure, right? I can learn AWS as well, right? I can just like learn GCP as well. Why I should learn Azure, right? So guys, you can learn anything, right? If you invest your time in learning like Azure, that has a good future. If you want to learn like AWS, that has a good future as well. But suppose I recommend you to learn Azure. Reason being that I am from Azure background, right? And it has been like it has been 8 to 9 years I'm working in this Azure background. And whenever I want to switch my job, not only in India, but when I wanted to switch my job from India to abroad as well, I was able to switch, right? That is why I recommend you Azure, right? Because there's always a problem, like always challenges. Whenever you want to switch a job, you need to basically apply, you need to give interviews. Those things I have done also. But like whenever I wanted to switch the job from 5 LPA, 10 LPA, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, I was always able to like get opportunities to switch my job. That I was able to do, right? Now, like I have many friends working in Amazon. I have many friends working in GCP, right? So now, like, uh, in their company, everything is basically pre-built internally. But they also use a Microsoft product. So every company uses a Microsoft product. And then among my 8 to 9 years as well, whenever I work with any company, I definitely use a Microsoft product, right? Because Microsoft has a very good penetration in corporate world, right? That is why I feel Microsoft has a very good advantage to market Azure. That is why I feel Azure has an edge. And at the same time, Microsoft is heavily investing in OpenAI, ChatGPT as well, which all of us are using nowadays, right? So that is why I feel Microsoft has an edge, and that is why I recommend people to run Azure. But if you feel you want to learn AWS, that is also a good future, right? You can go ahead and learn AWS as well. We have courses around it as well. But if you ask me, I'm little biased regarding Azure, reason being I am from Azure background. Okay, all right. Now let's try to understand. Sometimes there's a confusion about, hey Abhishek, I understood what is cloud. I also understood why I should go with Azure. Then please tell me what is data engineering. I don't know what is data engineering. So let's speak about it. What is data engineering? Okay. So I will present a slide to talk about it as well. Give me a moment. So what is data engineering? Okay. So let's try to understand it. Very, very simple example. Suppose like I have, I want to open retail store in India at different location, right? Suppose I want to open retail store in Bangalore. I want to open retail store in Hyderabad. I want to open a retail store in Mumbai. I want to open a retail store in um, in Pune, right? And I have many friends. So suppose in Bangalore, I have a friend who said that, hey, I can handle your store right after my office, and I can store the data in SharePoint. And some people said that because all of my friends are from engineering background, so some people said that I can store the data in the SQL Server. Some people said that I know Salesforce, I will store data in Salesforce, right? Some friends told that, hey, I am just storing data in file, I will give you the data in file, right? So all of these store managers or of my friends are storing the data in different file formats, right? Now after 2 to 3 years, 4 years, I want to understand what is the total sales, right? So I need to collate the data from different locations, right? So I thought that, hey, it's easy to store all the data in the cloud because it's easy to maintain, easy to collaborate and all of that. So let's try to move the data to the cloud, okay? And then I want to transform it as well. I want to combine all these data points, right? So the transformation I want to do, right? So this to understand in the Power BI, right? So suppose if I want to do everything end to end, then it's a data engineering problem. If you want to upload the data to the cloud daily, one by one, and then transform it, then it's a data engineering problem. So data engineering consists of two main things: data movement, moving the data from point A to point B; data transformation. If you know both of this, then you are a data engineer already, right? So you need to learn two things: data movement, data transformation, okay? And that should be your focus, right? That should be your focus, okay? So suppose whenever somebody is teaching you data engineering, you need to think whether I'm learning about data movement, data transformation. Okay. So if you know both of the things, don't focus on tools too much on tools, because if you focus too much on tools, tools are changing daily. So suppose previously there was a data factory, now Synapse came, now Fabric came. After some days, something will come, right? And you need to learn that as well. So if you focus on tools, you'll not learn anything. But you need to really, really focus on two things: data extraction, data data transformation, okay? And in data factory, you can do data extraction in data factory, Synapse Analytics, right? And you can do data transformation using Databricks, SQL stored procedure, data ADF flows, right? Now this is data engineering. Now suppose what is not data engineering here, right? Suppose to create a Power BI report, that is not data engineering. If somebody tells you to create an architecture diagram of overall solution, because you need to think about whether you should go for Azure, like somebody can also tell me, Abhishek, why you want to move to Azure, right? You can just move to AWS as well. So all those decisions should be taken by the architect, right? Whether to go for data factory, Synapse Analytics, all of this is architect, right? If you want to do predictive analytics, for example, if you want to predict the future, that is data science job, right? So what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but finding the right data for data analysts and data scientists. So among my 8 years of career, I have always supported a data analyst or data scientist. So data analyst will come to you and say that I need this data. So you need to basically find this data for them. You need to go to the source, fetch the data, move it to make it ready for the analysis. So that is what the data like engineer will do. Data engineer will work with data analyst and data scientist. He will develop a ETL pipeline, end-to-end ETL pipeline he will develop, right? He will basically make data marts, right? He will basically make monitor the data pipelines, daily the data pipelines are functioning or not. He will make sure the core job of data engineering is data quality. Make sure what you're delivering is good enough to analyze on that, right? That is the main job of it. Ensure data quality checks are made, right? Ensure the code quality is good. Ensure the code performance is good, right? Implementation of data governance, data lineage is good, right? All of this is data engineering. What is not data engineering? Building ML models, ML reports, building dashboards, managing CI/CD pipeline, managing front-end application, right? All of this is not data engineering. If somebody is telling me to make a report, this is not data engineering. If somebody is basically like wants to work on CI/CD pipeline, this is not data engineering, right? So you have to really understand what is data engineering, right? So that you're focused. When you're learning new things, you need to really focus on what is important. If you get distracted, if you say that I want to learn Power BI, I want to learn Synapse, I want to learn Data Factory, I want to learn CI/CD pipeline, I want to learn 10 things, right? Then you will not learn anything, right? And you'll see many courses in the market, right? That they will tell you, hey, you take 4 months course. I will teach you Data Factory. I will teach you Synapse. I will teach you Fabric. I will teach you SQL. I will teach you Python. I will also teach you Power BI. I will also teach you CI/CD pipeline. I will also teach you streaming. I will also teach you this and that, right? So if you learn many things, you will get confused. You need to really focus on two things. What are the two things? Data migration, data processing. That's all, right? If you learn two things, then your job is completed. Don't focus on tools. Don't focus on anything. Just focus on two things: data migration, data processing. Okay. All right. And to learn data migration and to learn data processing, like I will not tell you multiple tools and multiple technology to learn it, right? I will just tell you to learn this. That's all, right? Give me a moment. So you have to really focus on these, right? So first, the focus is data migration, data processing. And now to basically understand data migration, data processing, the first tool for understanding data migration is Data Factory. But when you're learning Data Factory, your focus is not Data Factory. Your focus should be data migration, because like if you understand data migration, if you understand how to copy data, what is full load, what is delta load, you can apply those concepts anywhere else, right? Once you learn Data Factory, you can easily apply those concepts in Synapse. You can easily apply those concepts in Fabric, right? But your focus should be data migration, and how to learn data migration is Data Factory. But I will rather not focus on Data Factory, but I will rather focus on concepts, right? I will rather focus on what are the concepts I need to apply to achieve my target, okay? And you can learn data processing in Databricks or in SQL DB, right? In SQL DB, you basically run your query based on like a SQL queries, and here you run your PySpark Spark query to run your processing. Okay, so if you really focus on Data Factory, Databricks, SQL DB, your job is completed. Data Factory, you will learn data migration. Data processing, you learn either in Databricks using Spark, and or you learn in the SQL DB, right? That's all. And then you can learn, or you can apply all this concept in Synapse, you can apply all this concept in Fabric, and then little bit of DevOps, your job is completed. So you really need to focus on a specific tool, learn it in depth to basically get your advantage, rather than focusing on 10 tools, 20 tools and not learning anything, right? All right. Now we will focus only on learning this rather than focusing on many things, right? So we learn focus on Data Factory, Databricks, SQL DB, that's all, right? To complete our job. Okay. All right. And using Data Factory, we will learn on data migration. Using Databricks and SQL DB, we will learn about data processing. Okay. Now, if you want all of these slides, what I'm presenting, you can type your number in the chat and we will be sharing all the recording with you, right? And you can get the slide from the LinkedIn. Okay. All right. So now let's try to understand like what is Data Factory, right? And what is Databricks and what is SQL DB, right? Let's try to understand this. So now let me show you what is Data Factory by opening Data Factory. So here in data factory, right, you can basically copy the data. Copy means data migration. As I told you, copy the data. Suppose if you have a drive, for example, right? If I have a drive and if I have files in the drive, right? Suppose if I want to upload some sort of a file, right? I can just go here, I can open my document, I can just like go to desktop, I can go to class, I can open like Databricks project, CSV file, I can copy files, right? That I can do. But now suppose somebody tells you, Abhishek, you have like 100 files. Daily every files are updating. You need to just understand what is the changed and then you need to move those files, right? You cannot do it manually. This simple thing you can do it manually. But if you want to do it daily, suppose somebody tells me, Abhishek, at 7 p.m., 7 p.m. come, upload all the file because 8 p.m. reporting has to be done, right? I cannot do it because manual work is always and always prone to error. So you need to basically automate things so that machines are doing work so that it's generated automatically, right? So here you need data factory to copy the data, to migrate the data. So what you can do, you can configure your source, you can configure your sink, and then data factory will daily copy the data from point A to point B. Data factory will move the data from point A to point B, and then here only will learn full load, delta load, and all of that. The one important thing is you can learn data factory. If you don't know coding, for example, if you don't know SQL, if you don't know Python, it doesn't matter. You can learn data factory without any coding language, right? That you can learn. So if somebody is here who doesn't know any coding, you can start with data factory. If you don't know SQL, start with data factory. If you don't know Python, start with data factory. If you know coding as well, then you can start with data factory. Reason being, it's a tool which will help you to migrate, and also like end to end flow, you'll understand data factory. So when I started my career back in 2016, I also started with data factory itself, right? Sometimes it sounds boring that hey, I don't need to learn, like I will not do any sort of a coding here. So I went to my manager and said that hey, I will not do any coding here, so it will just like will not help me to scale up with my career and all of that. But he suggested me that if you start with data factory, you will understand end to end picture, right? You'll understand everything because here you'll do the migration. It is the first starting point about everything. So here you will understand the concept, right? You will understand the data migration concepts. It's a very good tool to learn. And then I learned it and I don't regret it at all, right? So it's a very important tool to learn, and it will help you to understand the end-to-end picture, right? So that is why you need to learn data factory. And here you don't need to do any coding, right? Now to do data processing. So now if you learn understand data migration in data factory, you can easily work with Synapse Analytics, you easily work with Fabric, right? If you learn data factory, then you can also do the data processing in SQL DB. For example, you can do process data, you can do some sort of a, here you can go and then suppose if you want to do any sort of a processing, like suppose if you won't move the data, now you want to combine the data, you want to just like join the data to do the sales, total sales, right? All of that you can do using SQL over here. Okay, but now suppose sometimes if your data is huge, right? So SQL is always and always one machine processing, right? So in SQL you have a like you always process data in single machine. But when you have big amount of data, you always need to do the distributed computing, which cannot be done in SQL, right? So you can do the distributed computing in Spark, right? Using Spark, you can do it. And you can run your, in Spark, what is the benefit? It, no, it doesn't run your code in the single machine. Rather than that, it runs your code in the multiple machine. For example, right, if you have a problem statement of 2 minus 2, 2 plus 2, 1 plus 1, it will not run your code in the single machine. Rather than that, it will divide your code to multiple machine and then the processing will happen, which is the distributed computing framework. So it will do 2 minus 2, 1, 2 plus 2, 1 plus 1, and it will basically give you 1, 4, 2, right? It is just a simple example. So distributed computing framework happens, right, in Spark, right? And Spark is open source. So suppose if you want to run your code, Spark code, then you can run your Spark code in like suppose if I go to like like Spark. So Spark is an open source unified analytics engine for large scale data processing. Sparks provide interface for programming language with implicit data parallelism and fault tolerance. So Spark is an open source framework which basically helps you to run your code on the distributed manner. That is what it helps you, right? Uh, and then it's open source. For example, like Spark can run in Fabric as well, Spark can run in Synapse Analytics as well, Spark can run in Databricks as well, right? Everywhere Spark can run, right? But in our courses, we will be focusing on learning Spark in Databricks, right? Why we'll focus on Databricks? Because the Databricks is created by creators of Apache Spark, so it's the first tool which created by Apache Spark creator itself. So it's a much more mature tool. If you want to do data science, if you want to do data analytics, if you want to do a data engineering, it's much more mature tool, right? So that is why we'll be focusing on Databricks, right? But the knowledge you will get, the data processing knowledge, as I again tell you, you don't focus on the tools. Rather than that, focus on the concept. So the concept which we'll be learning, the data processing concept which we'll be learning, the Spark concept we will be learning, that concept, those things will be applicable in Fabric as well, Synapse as well, Glue as well, or wherever you want to run your Spark query. There it will be applicable. Okay. So we will focus on, in overall course curriculum, we will focus on data factory, data bricks, SQL DB. I don't want to confuse you with many things. We'll just focus on this, right? And we'll make sure we learn this in deep down in a good manner, so that you can basically cater the job, right? And now if you see my LinkedIn profile as well, if you go to my LinkedIn profile or Sankha Das LinkedIn profile, right, you will always and always see these projects. For example, like over here, if I show you, among my, so I told you that as I have done my graduation from 2016 from NIT Raipur, and after that all the project which I have done, right, some like data analysis work I have done, and then after that all the project which I have done, I just worked upon data factory, Databricks, SQL Server, Synapse, and you will see always and always this data factory, Databricks, SQL Server, Spark, data factory, Databricks, SQL Server, right? You will always see these tools. I haven't written any fancy like multiple things over here and all of that, right? You just need to focus on this. And if you see, I have done multiple career switch, right? So I have worked here, then I worked here, then from here as well, I directly was able to get a job in Germany as well by using these tools and technologies. So these tools are capable enough to get you job, switch you multiple jobs from different salary bracket, right? You don't need to focus on many things, and I will guide you, me and Sankha Das will guide you how to do that. Okay. All right. So just to conclude, right, just to conclude, data factory, no code, no zero code you need to do. In Databricks and SQL DB, you need to write some code, right? For example, right, in the SQL, you need to write SQL, and Spark, right? In Databricks, you need to write Spark, and Spark can be integrated with multiple language. For example, if I type Spark can be written in Python, in SQL, in Scala. So if you know any sort of a language, you can work with Databricks as well. Okay. If you know SQL, if you know Python, you can work with Databricks as well. Okay. All right. Now let's try to go further about this. Okay. All right. So I think like I will just try to revise everything so that it's clear for everyone. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay. So I think like the introduction website I have already gone through. Why cloud? Yeah. So cloud is basically easy to collaborate, easy to maintain, easy to share data, all of that. What is cloud? Cloud is nothing but you're not using your computer, you're using someone else's computer, paying for it. Why Azure? Azure because um, OpenAI is heavily, Microsoft is heavily investing in OpenAI, right? Uh, and like what is data engineering? Data engineering nothing but like you need to learn extract, transformation, and load in data engineering, right? Extract, transform, and load, which is nothing but data migration, data processing. For data migration, you need to focus on data factory, and you can easily work with Synapse and Fabric. For data processing, you need to focus on SQL and Databricks, right? Um Tools to learn, which I have already described: data factory, Databricks, Synapse Analytics. Why Databricks is Spark? Because you can do distributed computing framework. Coding is required. For data factory, no coding is required. For Databricks and Spark or SQL, coding is required, right? Who can learn this? Anybody can learn this. So suppose if you go to naukri.com, so anybody can learn this, and I will tell you the roadmap. So suppose sometimes like you will find many courses in the market, they just have a standard course curriculum, they offer it to everyone, right? But we have a customized course curriculum. For fresher we have a different course curriculum. For 2 years or 3 years of people, I have a different course curriculum. For more than 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, I have a different course curriculum, right? Because if you are a more experienced, you want to, like, whenever you want to switch, you want better package or more package, right? Compared to 2 years of guy, so you need to learn more accordingly to that, right? So we have a different course curriculum for everything, right? So for a fresher, we have a different course curriculum. For 2 years guy, we have a different course curriculum. The people who don't know coding, we have a different course curriculum. So I will tell you so that it's a customized, based upon your profile, and then we'll guide you accordingly, right? So I will share three course curriculum with you, and then you can accordingly decide which one fits for you, right? So that let me show you that, and let me present you that. Okay. So now if I show you, give me a moment. So now let me go to the website. Okay. So now suppose the people who are like 2 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience, or like don't know coding kind of a people can take this course curriculum, which is Azure Data Engineering course curriculum, right? So as I told you, I have three course curriculum: Azure Data Engineering, Databricks and Spark course curriculum, and combined course curriculum, right? So let me describe that one by one. Azure Data Engineering course curriculum, Databricks and Spark course curriculum, right? And combined course curriculum. Okay, so let me describe each of the course curriculum for you so that it's very clear for you, right? So for Azure Data Engineering course curriculum, this course curriculum is for the people who don't know coding. Suppose I don't know coding, right? I don't know SQL, I don't know Python. You can learn this, right? Because we will mostly focus on data factory here, right? But suppose if you're also starting, if you say that Abhishek, I know coding, but I'm starting in Azure Data Engineering, right? And I am a 2 years of experience guy. Then also you should do this because I also started with data factory, and then you can learn data factory because it will help you to end to end. Okay. All right. So now what we will learn in this particular course curriculum, right? You can download the course curriculum from here. What we will learn in this particular course curriculum, we will learn about Azure Active Directory, subscription, resource group, all of that we'll learn. We'll learn about like blob storage, data lake storage. We'll learn about integration, runtime, link service, dataset, pipeline activities, right? We will learn about advanced copy data activity, recursive, wildcard, list of file mapping, right? We will learn about for each loop, right? The data migration concepts, right? Then we'll learn about parameterization, lookup activity, delta load, Git integration, little bit of Databricks, which is enough for the people who doesn't know coding as well. Very little of Databricks. Then we'll learn about keyword integration. We will learn about if-else activity. We will learn about triggers. We will learn about Synapse analytics. We will learn about data flow. We will learn about like star schema, snowflake schema. We'll learn about email alert using Logic app. We'll learn about Fabric, right? This is centered around Data Factory, but we will learn about Fabric, Synapse Analytics, DevOps, whatever is required, we will learn that, right? But the main focus is Data Factory, okay? So out of 35, 40 classes, 25 to 30 classes are Data Factory, right? 25 classes are Data Factory, and rest is because Data Factory is a centralized tool, it needs to be integrated with many things, right? We will do Data Factory projects, we will do Databricks project, we will do Synapse Analytics project, right? We will do 3 projects, right? And then this is the 2 months course curriculum. We will focus for 2 months and then we will do 3 projects. Now, sometimes people say that Abhishek, how you're teaching 3 projects in 2 months, right? How it is possible is because like what I have done or what me and Sanka has done, right? We basically in 8 to 9 years, whatever projects we have done, right? We try to replicate different scenarios. So suppose all of you, few of them who are from the technical world can understand that not every projects are new projects, right? Every project is not a new project. So here in this particular so suppose whatever project you do, you are not like repeating, you are not like new, you are not doing the new things daily, right, in the company. So whenever you basically among to 8 to 9 years of career, after certain points you try to replicate the architecture, right? And then whatever architecture you are trying to replicate, we are teaching you that. So suppose over here we have replicated three architecture, and if you learn three architecture, it is the most common architecture which we have followed. And at the same time, when you do projects in the company, you try to figure out things, you try to figure out the data, you try to figure out the requirements, you try to figure out the architecture, you try to figure out how to develop. But here we, as we have done it multiple times, we know what to do. So every day you're learning new things, right? And you are trying to replicate the scenarios, right? And we are doing everything in front of you without any errors, right? So you'll not get, we don't get any error in the class because we implement everything in the real time without any error. That is why it's doable in 2 months. So we are basically doing extensive training program, which you generally do when you join a Infosys or Mu Sigma. There also you learn for 2 months, 3 months, and then you deploy it in the project, right? So we will follow a real corporate training in which you'll deploy projects. I also provide corporate training in which people hire me for 2 months. I train them, and then they deploy directly in the project. So we will be basically following the same manner. We will teach you in a way that you will be able to do the job and you will be able to cater the interview as well. And this training program is for the people who basically are new to Azure, doesn't know coding or know coding as well, then also new to Azure, right? So this is for those people. Okay. All right. Now, like this is the Databricks and Spark training program, right? So suppose sometimes people come and say that, hey, Abhishek, I want to learn Databricks and Spark only, right? Because I want to learn big data processing. So this training program is for that. Now here we will learn about Databricks and Spark. We'll learn about Databricks. We'll learn about like Spark architecture, cluster management, RDD, and data frame API, right? And then the conversion of pandas and PySpark, common transformation techniques in PySpark, transformation actions, DB utils and parameterization, and then Delta Lake and Data Lake, CSV, JSON, XML file processing, types of views in Databricks, managed table and managed table, DevOps integration, secret scope, JDBC connector, Databricks CLI and backup process, Spark, understanding Spark UI, Unity catalog and Madigan architecture, right? And then we will be also speaking about like like y- Spark optimization such as directed acyclic graph, dynamic partition pruning, repartition coalesce, cache persist, data skewness and salting, short merge join, broadcast join, orchestration scheduling, right? We will speak about everything. And then we will do two projects such as Lakehouse architecture project, right? And then we will also do the traditional project, right? So as the architecture evolved like this, give me a moment. One second, guys. As the architecture evolved like this previously in the late 90s, we have this kind of architecture, right? And now the in 2011, this architecture there in Lakehouse architecture is this, right? So we will teach you both the architecture. We will teach you the data lake architecture, Lakehouse architecture, and then we data warehouse architecture as well, right? So that you understand the architecture evolution as well, right? This is what we will be teaching you, okay? So in this particular project, you can learn about like your lakehouse architecture, Medellin architecture, you will learn that, right? And then you will do two projects over here, right? So this course is for someone who know coding, right? Either SQL and Python, right? And then you can basically do two projects over here, right? Now, suppose somebody says that Abhishek, I am an experienced guy. I have uh, 2 to 3 years of experience. Sorry, I have more than 5 years of experience, right? Then you can do a combined course, right? You can basically do a combined course. If you have more than 2 to 3 years or 5 years of experience, you can go for a combined course, right? Here you learn about like like everything, right? Here you learn about so here you learn about like data migration, data processing for 2 months, right? And then you can learn about Databricks and Spark for 2 months, right? And then you'll go with this material architecture, lakehouse architecture. You will go with all of these projects, right? And this course is for anyone who is a experienced guy, right? Who has more than like 6, 7 years of experience, 5 years of experience, looking for more salary package, right? So just to conclude, Azure data engineering course is for anyone who has like less experience, right? And then Databricks and Spark is for someone who wants to go with um, um, who wants to go with like the big data processing in general, right? And Azure data engineering and Databricks Spark is for anyone who has more experience, who is an experienced guy, should go with this kind of a course curriculum. Okay. And all of this course curriculum is basically designed by like your tutors, right? Me and Sankha Das, right? And I will also like ask Sankha Das to give a small introduction about him, right? And also speak about like the course curriculum in general, right? What will be covered, what will be teaching us, right? So Sankha Das, if you're there in the meeting, right? Can you please like unmute yourself? I will give you an option. Give me a moment. All right. I think Sankha, you can unmute yourself,
Yeah, yeah.
speak
Okay.
about like give a small introduction, right? And then let's you can also give your overview about like what you have designed for us, right? And so that everybody knows about you and also the topics and then different things which you have included in the course curriculum.
Okay, fine. So yeah, first of all, good evening to everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the session starting from Abhishek. I was in other sessions, that's why I could not join on time. But yeah, so let me very quickly introduce myself. So I am Sankha. I worked in multiple companies, multiple projects, more than 5 years of experience in the field of Azure data engineering. Mainly, I have worked on US, Canada, Middle East, Europe-based projects. Okay, I have worked in healthcare and beverage industries data engineering project. And I will teach you the Databricks part, specifically Databricks, PySpark, Spark. Along with that, I will discuss about the Databricks project, if you, how we'll make it, how we can make it industry level, and what are the challenges mostly we face in the day-to-day data engineering works and how we overcome that. So whatever the practical experiences I have gained over the last 5 years from working in multiple companies, that I'll bring on your table so that at least you can share in your interview or wherever you are going to join, or let's say you are preparing for a switch, it can help you. Okay. So yeah, that's it from my end. And Abhishek, if you can quickly give me the screen sharing option, then I
Yeah.
can share my screen and discuss something.
Yeah, you can share your screen, Sankha.
Okay, fine. Yes. Okay. So basically, what are the things we will discuss? So we will start with Spark. Okay. Spark, and there is something called Databricks. So we will discuss that what is Spark. So as of now, if I need to tell it very short, then Spark is nothing but a in-memory big data processing engine. Big data processing engine. So that means when we'll deal with TVs of data, right? TVs of data, how we can make it so. Let's say we have a data set of, let's say, 1 million rows. So how we can do parallel processing? That means let's assume that very simple concept that you need to make 2000 roti. Okay. Instead of putting one like cook, if you put five cook, it will be very much easier for you to complete on time, right? So now think about this thing that you have a restaurant, you have, or you are going for a invitation, for a wedding invitation where there will be a caterer. Okay, there will be multiple cooks. Now I'm telling the caterer, okay, let's make 2000 roti. So the caterer will basically decide which cook will make how much, right? Which cook will make how much of rotis. The same way, if I make it more easily, let's say if any cook is absent, so the caterer will manage. I'll not manage, right? Because I have given the responsibility over him. The same way, Spark work. So Spark, there is something called a driver node, which is me. Okay, then which is me. Then there is something called known as cluster manager. That is nothing but the caterer. and here are multiple executors. So this is nothing but all the cooks. So these are known as executors. So when I submit a task to a cluster manager will allocate some executors. So this executor will process the task, and again it would send back the result to the drivers. Like this way, the flow will work. And what is Databricks? So Databricks is a cloud platform. So Spark is a open source big data processing engine. Means if you want, you can basically install in your own machine. But Databricks make it more easy by providing a very simple UI with multiple features and making it totally automated. How much cluster, how much memory, how much RAM, to allocate everything. They made it very, automated, and they made it very simple. So this is a cloud platform for to use Spark as a processing engine. And in Databricks also, we'll be able to do machine learning works. Along with that, there you have the option to write Python code. You have the option to write Scala code. You have the option to write SQL. You have the option to write R code. So many things are there. Okay, means also there is something called PySpark. Now you can ask me, what is PySpark? So PySpark is nothing but Python API. Okay, Python API for Spark. To interact with Spark, we write the code in PySpark. So these are the way the things will work. Right now, it can be a little bit complicated, or maybe you can find I'm talking in some alien language. But when we will grow step by step, we'll go gradually towards our journey, or when we'll go deeper, everything will be crystal clear for your side. That's I can promise. That's both we can promise to you. Okay. So this is the way we will basically move forward. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask both of us. We will basically take your questions. Okay. Yeah, Vijay, over to you. Now we can, if you want to try, we can take it from here.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Sankha, for giving a introduction about everything, right? Telling about Spark in general. Kiran, we will come to the class timing, and also we'll give the chance so that you guys can also ask question, right? Let's complete like the technical part of the session, and then we'll come to it. So some people ask that, hey, where we will practice? So let's try to answer those questions, and then we will basically come to the Q&A session. So all right, guys. So now like who can learn? Fresher can learn, and I already told the roadmap, right? Now where to practice? So let's try to understand this, right? So Azure basically gives a 1 month of free subscription to all of us, right? So suppose everybody can go and get their subscription and practice in Azure for 1 month for free. Okay. So here we will be practicing everything in the 1 month of free subscription, right? And after that you can upgrade your account to pay as you go, in which you can like pay uh, like 1,000 to 1,500 rupees a month, and then you can also practice after 1 month. But suppose somebody says that, Abhishek, I want to mitigate that cost, I don't want to bear 1,500 rupees cost. So in that case, what you can also do is you can create another account, another free account, in which you can also practice for another for 1 month, right? You can use your another credit card, another debit card, and you can practice for another 1 month, right? So you get your Azure subscription. So suppose here you can see that, hey, I am like using Azure subscription, but I'm using like I'm doing multiple projects and I'm teaching many students. That is why it's costing me around like 5,000 rupees over here. But for you, I will teach you in a way, and me and Sankadar will teach you in a way that you will be able to practice for 1 month for free. And after that, you can upgrade your account to pay as you go. You need to pay 500 to 1,000 rupees a month. That's all. And if you don't want to bear that cost, you can also create another account in which you can practice for free, and then we will help you do that. Okay. All right. So here all the classes will go over here, and then we'll practice over here only, right? So now let's try to understand the other topics as well, right? So suppose where to practice is clear, right? And then courses and projects I have already given overview. Now, just to conclude everything, right? So suppose the Azure Data Engineering course, which we already shown you, is relevant for 3 years of experience. You will learn ADF, Databricks, Synapse Fabric, Warehouse, right? But you learn Data Factory in basic to advanced level, right? You will do 3 projects with us. You learn about data migration, full load, delta load. You'll do one project in Data Factory, one project in Databricks, one project in Synapse, right? You'll learn Fabric as well, right? This is for the people who has more who has like 3 years of experience, right? And who are the fresher, 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience, who is expecting up to 15 to 20 LPA can do this particular course, right? So the 2 months training program is enough for them, right? And this batch will start from 27th of October, 8:30 a.m. IST will be the batch timing, right? Only 1 to 2 classes has happened. We started it yesterday, right? 2 days back. So we'll, and half of the things which we taught is just like same thing which we speak today, right? So it's not so new things, right? So you can start the batch from 27th of October, 8:30 a.m. IST, and then we'll send you some 1 to 2 recording which you can watch during the weekend and start from Monday, right? Then we have a Databricks and Spark course curriculum, right? And then this course curriculum will also give you 3 years of experience. What will be taught? Databricks, Spark, Unity, Kernel, Merging architecture will be taught, right? You will gain 3 years of experience. The Databricks, you can learn Databricks, you can apply any job related to Databricks, you can learn Spark architecture, big data processing, Unity catalog, Merging architecture. You will gain 3 years of experience, but for this particular course, basic knowledge of SQL and Python is required, right? For this course, nothing is required. And you'll gain 15 to 20 LPA, right? And the batch start date for this is next month, 15th, we will start this batch, right? But for now, you can get a recording and then you can basically upgrade your learning from next month by the live class, right? That you can do. You can also enroll for the combined course, right? The combined course is basically for the people who wants more experience, more package. If you're looking for more than 15 to 20 LPA, then you can go for a combined course. This will give you all the experience. This will teach you data migration, full load, delta load, ADF, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric, everything, right? And this is a comparison, right? So for Azure data engineering course is for anyone who is less experienced, no coding or experience. Then if you know coding as well, then also you can go for this particular course curriculum. If you're looking for a specific Databricks and Spark, go for this. If you're looking for everything, go for a combined course curriculum. Azure Data Engineering course curriculum give you 3 years of experience. You learn ADF, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric, Warehouse. You'll do 3 projects, right? You'll learn about data migration, full load, delta load. You'll do 1 project on ADF, 1 project on Databricks, 1 project on Synapse. Who can do this? Anybody can do this. Salary you can expect up to 15 to 20 LPA. Databricks and Spark is for anyone who has 3 years of experience. Databricks, you learn Spark, Unity Catalog, Marine Architecture. You'll do two projects. You learn about Databricks, Spark Architecture, Marine Architecture, Lekhas Architecture, right? And then you learn in the combined course everything, right? ETL you learn, right? ETL you learn in data engineering. You'll also learn in Databricks and Spark, right? The timings of the course curriculum is 8:30 a.m. IST morning batch, right? Now, sometimes people have a question about, hey, Abhishek, can you show me the learning path, right? How the learning path is. Let me show you the learning path. And let me show you how we will teach you everything what we have promised you. So suppose if I show you our learning path, learning path is standard, right? As I told you, we will do projects. We will help you to write the project in your resume. Then we will basically help you in the mock interview, right? So suppose if you open any sort of a learning path, I will show you the learning path. So after every class, there is a homework. After every class, there is homework. After every class, there is homework. Class by class, you're learning things, right? And then you're building a project. So we tell you a problem statement. Then class by class, we build problem. Class by class, we solve problem, and then we complete the project, right? And everything we do in front of you without any error. So suppose if you see 2 projects like this, 2 class of completing a project, and everything is done in front of you, and building dashboard, doing everything in front of you, teaching you everything, right? That is what we are doing, right? Then class by class, we are again learning, class by class, we are again learning, class by class, we are again learning, right? And then we are again finishing a project. As I told you in Databricks and Spark, we have 2 projects. Here you can see 2 projects completed. And then we are giving you scenario-based question, interview question, right? And then production issues. What are the production issues you can face, right? We are telling you that. And then we are basically telling you what are the scenario-based questions you can ask, right? So that also we are telling you. Then we are telling you how to introduce yourself, how to explain a project. Then we are giving a project explanation, right? And then we are giving a sample resume, topic wise interview question, company wise interview question, right? And all of this interview question is not chat GPT 5 interview question. All of this interview question is prepared by we going to interview as per the date, right? Suppose this interview question is not always same. So today, whatever interview question is not which has been asked, 1 year or 2 year back, nobody was asking these questions, right? So suppose we will just enhance the questions based upon the interview which we are giving, right? So it's basically a focused learning based upon the focus direction. One by one, we will teach you everything. So first learning as per the corporate training, right? So that you can apply to job, do job, right? And then suppose somebody has a like sometimes people ask me, Abhishek, how to show this experience. So you can just do project with us, and then suppose some data analyst, like suppose somebody has like 5 years of experience, for example, 5 years of experience in Power BI, right? He is expecting 10 LPA, right? 10 LPA package, and he wants to switch to Azure data engineering. Then he can go for Azure data engineering course because his expectation is up to 15-20 LPA. He can go with this course, right? So now what he can do, he can learn with us 3 projects, and he can say that two years I have worked in Power BI, and then 3 years of Azure data engineering experience he can show. Then he can go to the interview and say that for 2 years I have worked in Power BI and then 3 years I have worked in data engineering field, right? It is nothing wrong. Reason being that you're doing projects, but you're doing project with us, right? And then you are writing this project in your resume. You're going to interview, asking all the interview questions, and then getting yourself answered, right? And then you're getting selected. You will be doing the projects. You will be able to deliver the project. There is nothing wrong with that, right? So this is how you can cater this, right? And we will help you to care to do that, right? And all of this training program is designed in a way that it will prepare you for the interview directly. Okay, all right. Now, like so now what, so suppose if you're looking for the course, right? If you're looking for the